You know, in the world of martial arts, some promises are just made to be broken. Today, we're diving into a classic wuxia story, one where a solemn vow of peace gets totally shattered by a thirst for revenge, and a hidden past just refuses to stay buried. The story kicks off with one simple rule: stay away from the chaos. But, well, chaos has a way of finding you.
And this is the chilling warning that hangs over our hero's entire life. I mean, that's not just advice, it's an outright threat. And this one sentence, it perfectly captures his central conflict. Is he gonna honor the master who saved his life? Or will he chase the vengeance that's burning inside him, even if it costs him absolutely everything?
To really get who our hero is, we have to go all the way back to the beginning. Back to a tragedy that stripped him of everything and set him on a path he never, ever chose.
So, this whole story takes place in the Zhang, basically a world of martial artists living by their own rules, way outside the laws of the empire. It's a world filled with legendary heroes and deadly sects. And for our hero, it is the one place he's been forbidden from ever setting foot in.
Our story kicks off with a brutal, bloody ambush. The ruthless Xuan Ming Jiao sect attacks, hunting for some mysterious treasure. In all the chaos, a young boy, Li Xing Yun, loses his guardian. Then, a dying hero uses his last breath to entrust his own daughter, along with Xing Yun, to a master named Yang Shuzi. Just like that, a new unexpected family is forged from tragedy.
Now, Yang Shuzi agrees to raise the children, but his acceptance comes with one huge, unbreakable condition. They must be completely cut off from the Jianghu. The world of conflict that made them orphans is now totally off limits. Their only shot at a normal life is total seclusion.
And you know what? For a little while, that promise is actually kept. The two children are whisked away to a secluded life of study and training, but the paths they take, even under the very same roof, could not be more different. Okay, let's jump forward 8 years. The kids are now young adults, shaped by their isolation and, well, their master's very strange teaching methods.
And their training shows a pretty stark contrast. Lin Xuan, his martial sister, is officially taught swordplay, but honestly, she struggles with it. Meanwhile, Li Xing Yun, her martial brother, is forbidden from combat and forced to study medicine. But, driven by his past, he secretly defies his master, training himself in the shadows.
And Xing Yun? Oh, he is cynical about the whole arrangement. He's totally convinced his master is just being cheap, training a personal doctor so he can save on medical bills when he gets old. He absolutely rejects this peaceful life and is constantly pushing against the rules, never forgetting what happened.
But this fragile peace they've built, it's about to be completely shattered when their master orchestrates a brutal, sudden test, one that's finally gonna force them out into the real world.
So, the master sets up this just brutal test. He pushes Lin Xuan to her absolute breaking point, all while mocking Xing Yun for his secret, sloppy training. But you realize it's all an act. By putting Lin Xuan in mortal danger, he forces Xing Yun's hand, making him unleash the terrifying power he's been hiding for 8 long years.
The test works. The master has seen their true skills. But the next morning, poof, he's vanished. All that's left is a note, pointing them to a place called Tibetan Soldiers Valley. Their sheltered life is officially over.
So, with no money and no one to guide them, Xing Yun and Lin Xuan take their very first steps into the Jianghu. And, of course, they immediately walk straight into trouble.
In Yuzhou City, totally desperate for cash, they take on this bizarre job. Xing Yan has to pretend to be the son of a rich drug king to protect a dowry during a wedding ceremony. And the most valuable thing in that dowry? A super rare treasure called the Millennium Fire Fungus.
But they're not the only ones after this fungus. The Xuan Ming Jiao sect wants it too, and they've sent their creepy agents, Black and White Wu Chong. And this is where the past just crashes into the present, because these are the exact same killers who murdered Lin Xuan's father 8 years ago.
So the stage is set for a collision course between the past and the present. Xing Yun, who has spent years hiding his skills, is about to be forced out into the open, whether he likes it or not.
So, what happens when a guy who has tried so hard to stay out of the fight is finally given no other choice?
Well, with Lin Xuan's life on the line, the choice is made for him. He finally stops holding back, unleashing his true power to drive off the Wuchang. He wins, he saves her, but it comes at a terrible price. In the final blow, he's struck by their signature poison, the 1,000 Corpse Palm.
He won the fight,
but he may have just lost his life. The poison is fatal, and there are only 2 known cures: the help of a martial arts grandmaster or, strangely enough, a whole lot of sticky rice. His very first heroic act has left him poisoned and powerless.
And this leaves us with the ultimate question. Xing Yun's power is no longer a secret, and his enemies now know exactly who he is. He came to the Jamhu looking for his master, only to get trapped by the very destiny he was supposed to escape. So, has his journey ended before it could even really begin, or is this the start of the chaotic life he was always born to lead?